Howdy, folks. Welcome to whatever I call this show. Chatting with Javi, CNC with Javi, soldering with Javi, anything as long as Javi's in there somewhere. Show number 46. And there's our buddy Russ is here with us tonight.
Hello, everybody.
And tonight I'm just going to, I'm going to try to get some soldering done, but I'm over at one of the offices, and I'm going to start unloading. I brought all the supplies. This is my production facility for lack of a better word, for the JaviBox, and I'm just going to start, basically organizing everything. So feel free to ask questions like crazy. Dave's already been asking on YouTube there, and more than happy to answer them all.
Now's the time.
Now's the time. Let's see. What do I got here? Stepper driver. Hello,
Dave. It's hard to put my hand in the right place for that camera.
Yeah, there you go. Stepper.
I always have a heck of a time with that.
Stepper driver.
You know, I was in the shop earlier, and I was cutting a blank to start a project, and I thought I had that the part that I was cutting off was the part that I wasn't using it. It was the other part. The other part was good. The blank was perfect.
Oh, these damn motors are so freaking heavy.
I cut that blank, and then the part that wasn't used fell and hit the bridge of my foot, right on the top of my foot, by the ankle, and I felt it, but I didn't. The pain didn't come immediately. I said, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. And then it hit me. I said, oh, my God.
It hurts.
I can feel it now.
Yeah.
Wow. I know it's bruised. I don't know how big it's going to get.
Stepper driver.
Hey, Mako Shark had a question.
Let's see here.
You have to look at my electronic clothing.
No, I did not. Where is it? And I'll take a look at it. Oh, crap.
That's a heavy one. You want me to help you grunt?
It's 500 feet of wire. Yeah. I can use extra grunting. I got already 2 up there. Well, looks like this one's going up here.
I've got one sitting in my shop just like that. Still in the box.
Telling you, it's not easy. Let's see. What do I got here? Oh, it's heavy. Whatever. Oh, more motors. These are some... up. These are some interesting low-profile ones. They're just in a smaller box. They're not low-profile anything. All right. And let me get number 38. I'm going to I think I'll put the panels. Shoot, I'm going to have to work on them, so I'll put them right over here.
That old round thing wasn't your round to it, was it? The one you just picked up?
No, that was a plate.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a round. It was round. I thought I'm looking at a round to it.
Yep.
William Maggart shows up.
Hey, William, how's it going? I am. Well, I guess organizing, whatever you want to call it. I'm unloading all the components. For those of you that, whether you know or not, I'll inform you now. For when I'm making the hobby boxes, I've found the most efficient way for me is because I do have my businesses to contend with. The real ones that make money, and then I have my family, and that, and I'm building a house, so it's everything's kind of happening. Happening all at the same time. So I'm trying to. I've always been very good at. Well, I've been good at delegating, which is why the businesses work. But I'm good at when it's my own stuff. I've been good at. I guess time management is the only thing you can call it, which is why I got so. Yeah. No, I hate that word because because really, I mean, there's no such thing. Okay. Multitasking is a term that was originally applied to, it's from computers, and multitasking applies specifically to computers. Heh, look at this. Anybody see this familiar? This is the dumpster CNC. This is for my upcoming project, the CNC mini. Okay, these are some relays. So multitasking is in terms of computers, it is doing multiple tasks at one time, which a computer can do. But if you bring it down, I've built a computer for my senior project. So if you bring it down to the basic level, all it's doing is switching. It's not running two programs at once.
It's just fast.
It's basically, it's saying, okay, look, I've got to run this program and I've got to run this program at the same time, but I can only run the program up here. Okay, well, I'll take this program and I'll save where I'm working now. I'll work on this. Then now I'm going to save this program over here. This is just like one instruction. Then I'll come over here, do the next instruction here. Then I'll save where I was from, and a computer can do that. So basically, so they look like they're both being done at the same time. Anybody that knows computers. Now, people don't do that. Okay, and then you say, well, they do real multitasking. They can work on two things at once. No, there are some select people, and probably all women, who are capable of splitting their mind that way and focusing on two tasks at once. However, it has been proven time and time again, like for driving tests and things like that, and for multiple experiments that have been done, that the human mind cannot focus on two things. That's the word, focus. So multitasking, I can understand that that right now I'm talking to you guys and I stopped doing what I was doing because it no longer was monotonous and no longer, but because I have to actually focus and think of now I got four motors I got to move. Now I can continue talking because my brain knows just to move this from here to there, move this from here to there, and that's it. So I could think of what I'm going to say to you while the mindless part of my brain just moves this stuff. But if I had to actually think of where it's going, I got to stop talking. And it's a miracle.
I'm not going to say it, but I thought it.
It's a miracle. All right. So anyway, I'll show you guys all what I've unloaded today. So here's a little spool of wire. I gotta cut that wire in pieces. Okay, so this box, the rest of this stuff, well, except for this, the rest of the stuff is not JaviBox related. So I'll stick this under here. It's just stuff that I wanted to bring with me. So I'm on the next box. Oh my goodness!
Now so let me, folks. He's getting ready to get ready.
Let me share the next box. You see that?
Wow.
That is wait till you see what it has in it. I'll show you right now. If I can balance this camera ever properly. Of course not. There we go.
There you go. That's good enough.
Good enough for government work. Not too much. That's good enough. So anyway, Okay,
Big D's in the house.
these are backs of Javi boxes. So hey, Big D, how's it going? So we'll put those there. We've got a few more controller boards. See, here's a controller. Here's a controller. Here's a controller. So anyway, so let me share with you, folks, what I've been up to today. In the latest saga, that is my building, I guess, if you want to call it, my house, the new place.
Yeah,
So,
Christmas in July.
Yeah. So basically, today I got as far as I was telling my friend Russ here. I was a draftsman for a while, so I could easily put together a set of plans in no time. However, I am not a licensed architect, so although the plans would be fantastic, they wouldn't be official or stamped by an architect, which is what's necessary to pull a permit. No problem. I got plenty of architect friends that are willing to look at the plans, review them, make any changes necessary, take responsibility for them, and stamp them because they know my work. Unfortunately, it's like you get what you pay for. My friends are fantastic and they're doing me a favor, but they're making a living. They're not going to charge me anything, which means I have to wait till they're free, and I am on a timeline here. So I luckily ran across the building supply company here that provides a very good price on the lumber materials, on all the materials, on all the building materials. Let me see what this is. Oh, it's a fan.
Bill asked.
Yeah.
Bill asked a question. He said, "Does the new Javi house have a new Javi shop?"
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it does.
Can we say 40 by 80? Is that a new enough shop for you?
Yeah. It's big enough too.
Well, it'll take me a while to hoard enough stuff, so I'll need a bigger one after. No, honestly, it's mostly a garage. Well,
it's about a third garage and 2/3 shop.
Officially, it's a garage because officially that's where all my, the tractors, the mower, the RV, all the cars go and stuff, which is its purpose for a garage. Unofficially, I don't know how long, but for the moment, I'm going to keep my RV and the outside, and then I can, work with the shop. But I mean, it's all. I mean, you guys will follow along with me, so it's all.
Well, you're going to have a video series like Ken Moon did when he built his house.
I actually have one now. It's called Make Room for Javi. It's going to continue.
Yeah.
See, the Make Room for Javi series basically started for anybody that saw it from episode 1, which episode 1 was a shop tour, and I was frustrated because I didn't have enough room for my stuff. And after 16 episodes, which some of them were just me goofing around with friends, but most of them were hardcore, taking my time to organize, to try to make space to fit all my wood shop materials, because I have 3 warehouses full of stuff that needs to go somewhere, and they're all tools. They're tools. It's
Wow.
not like stuff. It's just they're tools. I mean, I've got silk screen machine, that I use for fun. I've got Everybody's got tools that they use for fun. Look at Dave Gatton with his with his sublimation and with his vinyl cutter and with his. The only thing he has that's doing any business is his actual CNC, and one of them. He doesn't need both for that. However, everything else is.
Somebody went frozen.
That's funny. I seem to have lost a connection for a second. Anyway, I don't want to say they're toys because they're not toys. They're serious tools. But at the same time, these boxes I'm unloading right now are e-stops. So I'll open them up as you go along so you guys can see what wonderful. It's an unboxing. Basically, this is an unboxing day. And here's another, and here's yet another. Yes, yet another controller board. that makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That makes 6. USB. So, yeah. Long story short, yeah, I'm definitely planning the eventual design of the shop after I get the CO, after everything's done. Fan covers, 20 of them. And here we go. Some more. Are these what I think they are? No, they're not. They're fans. Oh, okay, good. Wow. I've got a lot of fans.
Mike
yes.
Hello, Mike.
Hey, Michael, how's it going? So yeah, basically, it'll be so I was saying originally what happened was my Make Room for Javi series, which if you go to javi.com and scroll down on the main page, you'll see all the different series that I have on YouTube, and the Make Room for Javi started off as me showing off the lack of room. Then I went through for the next batch of episodes, cleaning the room, throwing away stuff, I basically got rid of enough stuff to empty out all my warehouses into my house, which is maybe not necessarily a good thing, but the house was stuffed. I had a trail and I couldn't walk. Basically, there was just a trail from the door, if anybody's familiar with that, a trail, a wall of stuff, and a little trail that you might have to step over a couple things, and you reach your little area with a computer in front of you, a keyboard in front of you, maybe some stuff all around and under the keyboard, and a chair that you could, just enough room to lean back. Okay, so that was the inside of, that was my office, which is a 2-car garage, by the way. So you only ever see a corner of my office. And then I have a 2-car garage, a 1-car garage aside from that, and 2 trailers, two utility trailers, 1 concession trailer and 1 utility. They got a lot of stuff, and all that filled where you can open the door and you couldn't walk in. So that's how I started. And then with the 2 warehouses, when I was done, I had enough room to empty out half a room to the point where I built my Colossus, the Gatton, and the one that goes up against the wall. And hey, Bobby, and I pretty much got rid of the warehouses. However, I had learned that after throwing away all the useless stuff and making a lot of puns on the way, I finally realized that I can't get rid of anything else because it's all useful tools that for my enjoyment in my retirement. I'm not going to throw it away just to buy it again for more money. It doesn't make any sense. It's not like I wasn't using any of them. I was. I have my little eclectic tastes. I've got whatever. Anyway, so I basically, and I'm forced not to use them because I don't have the room. So I talked to my wife, and we're, planning it was about that time we're planning to move anyway, around in about a year or two. So found a gorgeous property, and that's when the Make Room for Javi turned into sort of kind of a homesteading channel, because at that point it became developing the property. And by developing, it's just, cutting trees, landscaping, the fences, whatever, everything you need to develop the property, setting up the well and all the stuff for the irrigation to hopefully get some more. Well, anyway, getting rid of the bamboo that was everywhere and still is. Oh, guys, I got to tell you, tomorrow I'm going to mow part of the lawn because I got to finish a little section there of fence that's down, and all around the lake, the bamboo grew again. I mean, it's there's probably 40 or 50 stalks that are 5 or 6 feet high. It's been 3 weeks. Now this is only during this time of year. There's 3 or 4 months where it grows. I mean, last month was really bad. Last month there were easily 50 stalks 9 foot high that in a matter of a week or two. I came in, I mowed, I left 10 days later. Before I left, I had to mow again because they were 10 feet high. Yes, I am mowing 10-foot high bamboo. When it grows that fast, it's still very, very soft, and it'll be shredded. So that's not a big deal. But as long as I keep it down, when I finish the house and I'm living on the property, it's a different story, because then I'm mowing every week. But for now, I got to keep up with it. Hey, Patrick, how's it going? That's all. And so that's the Make Room for Javi. That's where that was at. And so right now, I am ready to build the house. And okay. I was going to be ready in about 3 or 4 months, because I was planning on doing. I'm a nice guy, and I didn't want my neighbors to see a bomb go off construction. I've been in construction all my life. I know what it looks like while you're doing it. It's like, making the sausage in politics. Nobody ever wants to see it. Well, anyway, so I wanted to be kind to my neighbors, and I figure if I'm going to be doing the landscaping anyways, the money and the time was fine. And this month and next, I was planning on digging up all the trees. I don't know if you guys heard me talking about it, but I bought 3 months ago. I actually put down the money I paid for that wonderful trencher. Well, they call it a trencher. It's a portable backhoe. Oh, It would have been so sweet. Dug holes, planted trees, done, and then my neighbors would have seen, there a beautiful wall of trees and stuff. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, let's just leave it at the fact that I was encouraged by my government to start moving on the building. Because long story short, they don't like me out here if I'm not building a building. I won't go into details. But anyway, since my timeline got pushed up 3 months, and I have everything budgeted just so, the ones that really, really got screwed, and I'm sorry, are my neighbors, because now I studied critical path method. That's one of the things that I've studied years ago in college. And critical path method is basically flow charting a timeline for everything. And I had my timeline all done. I was right on my timeline. I'm taking my time. I even made some time to spent some extra time making hobby boxes while I recovered from a hard day's work outside. Well, now the timeline has been shifted, And all that landscaping is happening, if it happens, because of the money situation now, because everything got rejiggered, it'll happen at the very, very end. So basically, like I said, my neighbors got screwed because now they're going to have nothing but construction equipment for the next year or two, because I've got a year for the house, but then comes the pool, then comes the outhouse, the pool house, decks and all that other stuff. And, so unfortunately, well, it is what it is. And all I could say is what comes around goes around. So anyway, my Make Room for Javi series, I've got video from, I stopped, I think it was number 40 something. I stopped when I started the hobby boxes. That took priority, and I stopped, and I didn't have time to edit, so I dropped that for some future time. However, I didn't stop shooting videos. When I stopped editing in January, that was stuff that I done back in September. So the last thing that you saw on my channel, on my regular Make Room for Javi, was up to last September. So you haven't seen what I did in October, in November, December, January, February, March, April, May. Although for a couple of months it's been just maintenance, because there's nothing to do. I'm waiting for more money to accumulate from my business before I, hey, everything takes money to make the world go round. Can't buy trees if I don't have money, so I'm waiting for them. And now I can't buy trees because I got to buy a permit. So tough luck, too bad, so sad. We do what we do. And then, anyway, bottom line is, I will get back to editing, but you guys will probably see the whole process maybe half a year after I've already got the CO. So in the meantime, if you ever watch me live on my Facebook channel or here, there will be times when I, like today, when I share with you what I've done. So that's where I'm at. Another motor. Sorry, guys.
Well, Grumpy Old Dave asked, what's this show about?
This show is an
Grumpy
unboxing.
Old Dave.
It's an unboxing. Well, right now, this show is nothing more than myself normally soldering, just soldering with Javi is what it is. Mostly chatting with Javi about anything and everything. If you guys have a question about related to CNC, to electronics, to architecture, drafting, anything to do with construction, to electronics, I don't know. I was a speed guy on a offshore boating when I was younger. So if you got questions related to that, I'd be happy to talk about that. I've done a lot. I've been very lucky enough to do a lot of things in my life. And you know the term. It's
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades, master of none. Very often better than the master of one.
Nobody ever says that last part.
People forget. You know what? And that's the sad part. The truly, truly sad part is that there's a lot of these idioms in today's society that everybody forgets the last part. And it changes the entire meaning.
Yeah.
The entire meaning. Oh, he's a jack of all trades, master of none. It's not an insult.
No, it's not.
It's the opposite. It always has been. Jack of all trades, master of none, oftentimes better than the master of one. Because, I would rather be a Renaissance man and know a little of a lot of stuff. Well, a lot of a lot of stuff, not a little of a lot of stuff, because a little of a lot of stuff is great for conversation. You know a little bit about financial. I know a considerable amount about financial planning. Okay. Why? Because when I was networking and in the rat race, I hung out with a lot of financial planners. Hated it. Bored out of my skull. Financial planners and you know what? Oddly enough, and let me share something with you guys. When I was younger, my grandfather, he was an accountant, and I worked with him as a bookkeeper. I used to do taxes, and I used to do bookkeeping for about 1,200 clients. Okay? Now, my grandfather was a whiz. Man, he could look at a this was back in the days of paper ledgers. We're you know, I mean, we're talking it was 1979-ish. So pre Lotus 1-2-3 days, if you remember that.
Yes, I remember that.
Which is pre-Excel. Anyway, so my grandfather, he was okay, but it was, I mean, he's a Cuban grandfather, so it was a cultural difference there. I grew up here, and he had some friends, and I found all of them, but then again, I was 15. I found all of them extremely boring. So and with all these stereotypes of on TV, accountants are boring, accountants are boring, accountants are just boring. Until I got into networking and met quite a number of accountants. And let me tell you, there's a guy, David, what's his last name? I want to say Whites, but it's not Whites. It's freaking most hilarious guy. He's drop dead funny. I mean, he'll crack a joke every other sentence, you know, and just always has you on the floor laughing. I don't know how he gets any work done because he's always cracking jokes, but it's funny. Talk about paradigm shifting. But anyway, back to that. But the subject itself, for me, boring as a rock. You know, I mean, but like I said, it's something. It's yet another piece of the puzzle, and CNC, Dave, it stands for computer numerical control, which basically, to put it simply, a CNC is a robot that holds a router and moves it in up, down, left, right, forward, backward, according to a computer program, according to a design, which you program, and then the computer does the rest. And you can make stuff like, you got a plaque hanging around there, Russ, within arm's reach or something that you could show?
I don't have the plaque, but I do have some 3D stuff.
Oh, there you go, 3D stuff. So
that's one.
So okay, so you can make something like that. Okay, so let me explain that one. That one, turn it a little bit sideways so you can see the 3D.
I don't know if I can.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, like that. There you go. There you go. Well, okay, yeah. So you get the idea. Basically, you get a bunch of different shapes, and then now Russ went through the trouble of painting this thing, and your imagination's the limit. You can do it all with just plain wood and just stain it all, and it'll still look fantastic. You can you can paint it. Like one thing that's always frustrated me is that most of the world, to most of the world, a painted piece is more valuable than a stained piece. I like to see the beauty of the wood.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the what's that buzzing? I'm not a fan of the, well, you know, painting is good, but painting a CNC
put
piece.
This on my face, so
I finally finished the second box, by the way. So that's what
is.
There you go.
Stained. That's only stained.
I thought for a second there, I thought you said that's Sting, and I go,
no, it's not.
Sting looks just like good. Christ. I don't know. Yeah, Sting wasn't that good. His hair.
I didn't paint that one. That was
Sting
just
cut
Sting.
His hair. When did Sting let his hair out? So anyway,
And, I go both ways.
Yeah.
Let's put that towards woodworking. By gosh,
yeah,
paint and stain it.
There you go. There you go. That's 3636. Another power supply. So that's what CNC is. I mean, if you need further clarification, I'll be happy to expound on that. And now, we've been part of the CNC is an integral part of the woodworking community because there are woodworkers from talented woodworkers that use a chisel and sculpt, a piece, which I've always wanted to learn but never put the time into. And eventually, maybe when I'm old enough and have nothing better to do, I'll. But for now, there are scrollers which use a scroll saw, which basically has a blade that goes up and down, and they scroll nice pieces. There are you got there you go. You got to scroll. That's a piece of work on a scroll saw. You put the
Faith Hill, maybe.
Yeah, Faith Hill, and then of course you've got from anything from basic carpenters that build houses, which I was one for God knows how many years, to basically extremely creative people who use all their skills and all the tools from chisels, planes, saws, etc., to make fantastic pieces. Anything from a simple sign to a work of art. And I'm just making sure every time I see I want to make sure the amperage is correct, because the last thing I want to do is, all right, so for those of you that haven't been, hey, Glenn, how's it going? For those of you that don't know what I've been up
wait a
to.
Minute now.
What? Let me see here.
What's this naughty Russ going on?
Let me see. What's that?
I got, who's Dara?
Oh, Faith Hill, I guess they meant, huh?
Dara. It's Javi looking like a whale. What's going on with that?
Well, I don't know, but did I ever put you as a moderator?
I'm not sure if you did. I don't think so.
Yeah, well, I guess since we're not into since I don't allow 11-year-olds on my channel. Good riddance. And so anyway, yeah, this is for people that are. Look, if you're under 50, you're not going to enjoy this channel, so go away. I'm not looking for your views. The reason I'm making hobby boxes, which, by the way, how's it going? Well, Pagan Wizard, whatever.
Pagan Wizard. I have no idea who that is.
I don't know, but
oh, come on. Let's get some of these guys off of here.
Which one?
Just Max down below.
Oh yeah, Max is definitely good. Good riddance. And I'll report them as well, so they'll lose their YouTube status.
There's several of them. Go ahead.
By the way, guys, if you insult me, yeah, I'm at that level where YouTube listens, and you're basically losing your YouTube status. So, good riddance for some of you.
Oh, there's a few more.
Yeah. What do you got? What do you got?
That Ewan.
Alrighty.
Put his butt out too. I don't know about the others, how they're coming in.
That's all right. Let them. That more views for me. But anyway, they'll leave when they get when they fall asleep. But anyway, that just says the show's getting more interesting. Look at that, 18 freaking people.
Yeah,
I love it. This is a 7 to 10 people weekly show. So
yeah, Chris Coppinall said trolls. Yeah, they were let
me see.
Wrong.
Let me see. Hang on a second. I need to get on the YouTube so I can put you as a moderator. So that would be much easier to. Let's see here.
Well, it would if you had to make sure I know how how to bump them off if I have to. Grumpy old Dave, what is a hobby box? Now it ain't Dave Gatton, is it?
Nah, well, I don't know, but or it could be. If it's grumpy old Dave, it could be David Jones. But
that could be too.
But anyway,
but he usually calls squid.
Yep. So okay, so yeah, that's true. He'd call you squid, and then so yeah, and I'm gonna start. I think I'll start taking Dave's attitude as far as Dave Gatton's attitude. Like, if you don't have your full name on there, then I'm not even gonna. You know, I usually don't pay attention to people that don't have their full name. You know, if they, because I mean, this isn't kid stuff. This isn't childish, toddler TV. You know.
Well, Pagan Wizard said he's been subbed to you for a while, but always seemed to miss the live streams.
Oh, that's funny.
And I don't know who Fan is.
Hopefully, you'll catch me on the other show, on the show that's coming up. Let me see here.
Well, Chris said he's very happy that you're taking it over.
Yeah. So the hobby boxes, for those of you that do not know, I'll fill you in. About 3 years ago, well, for quite a while, those of you that are into CNC know this. Do-it-yourself CNC, by the way, which can save you thousands of dollars and make you a hell of a lot of money. Because if you don't have to spend $10,000 on a CNC and you can make one for under a couple grand, you can start making projects, selling them, and, well, money rolls in. So anyway, or at the very least, if you're, up there in age, then the enjoyment factor is there because you got something really fun to do. And the machine does all the work, or most of the work. So a CNC is comprised of, to put it simply, 3 basic things. One is the computer, where you design the software and it sends all the information to the controller. The next part is the controller that actually receives the signals from the computer and runs 3 or 4 motors to run the 3 different axes for the robot, if you will, for the CNC. And then it's the mechanical part of the CNC itself, which Dave Gatton has the Gatton CNC Plans on his channel that for a considerably low fee, you get a full set of plans and all the complex parts. And you'll have a list of everything to buy to put together the mechanical part, basically the chassis that rolls up, down, all the way, including the mount for your router. You buy a router, you buy all the parts to build this CNC, you buy the CNC, then you buy yourself a hobby box, which is the controller. So I have taken all these components that you see here and in my workshop and solder them like crazy into something that, well, I'll show you. That's I'll have a completed one very, very soon. But basically, you've got this is kind of what it's beginning to look like. This is the front of the box, and it's a simple plug-and-play system. So you don't have to worry about soldering 231 different connections. You don't have to figure out where anything goes, et cetera, et cetera. All you got to do is plug it into the USB, plug it into power, mount your 4 motors and plug the 4 motors in, turn it on, and you're up and running. It's that simple. It is that simple. And you can ask anyone that's purchased this, any one of the 42 people that have purchased a hobby box. So here's the deal. The CNC controller, a lot of people can do the mechanical part. Very simple. provided you have a good set of plans. Very, very simple to do. Then the next level is you build it your own. You go through a hell of a lot of struggle. That's insane if somebody's already had the plans. Same thing with the electronics. You can go through all the weeks of research, but with the electronics background that I have and the CNC background, I put the best of the best together for the cheapest price, and I'm only charging you like basically minimal, like we're talking a couple $100 to slap it all together. So it's and that's for 20 or 30 hours work. So bottom line is Xylotech was a company that used to do this. They had a CNC controller. Now their controller was a parallel port. It's an older technology, and it didn't have any inputs or outputs. It just ran the 4 motors, and that's it. This one has a spindle output for if you have a spindle. Now, a spindle is a little different than a CNC. They're both motors, but it's a little more advanced stuff for those of you that don't know. So it can control your spindle. It can control your router. It can turn it on and off, so you don't have to turn it on and off manually before you start a job. It has a touch plate, which basically you can set your axes. Because if not, you have to move the router down manually and then set it every time you start a job and stuff. So all of this stuff, plug and play, all pre-wired, all automatic. Limit switches, so when you get to the end, it stops rather than, and that's basically it. What's that?
I blocked a few.
Oh, good. Are you a moderator there?
I am now.
Ah, sweet. So anyway, everybody, by the way, everybody on this channel loves Trump. So if you don't...
we don't need the politics, so...
Yeah, we don't need the politics. So either stay quiet in either side, or you're welcome to go to Facebook and talk about it there, because apparently everybody else does.
Grumpy Dave asked, how much does a CNC cost? And your pagan wizard says, will it pick up where it left off following a power loss?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so the CNC... Yeah. There's you got to configure it to do it, but a CNC runs, and I hate to say prices on a YouTube channel, because I'll say this disclaimer. What day is today? July 27th, Monday, 2020. So as of today, because the prices change always, as of today, a CNC runs anywhere, depending on the quality and the speed of a fully built CNC. A fully built CNC will run you anywhere between, for the toys like an X-Carve or something like that, which runs on belts, which everybody that's bought one of those has basically either thrown it away and not and been turned off because they didn't find it fun. They found it more work than anything, or they've gone past all its limits and ended up buying a bigger one because, and selling it for, losing money on it, really. And I'm not just saying X-Carve. There's numerous little brands that use the smaller, you need to have a good beefy CNC, and they run anywhere between, bare minimum, you're looking at four to 6,000, all the way up to, you got some for 4x8 ones for 20,000. Some Tormacs go even higher, and that's in the low to high level hobby category. Because then you got industrial ones that are, if you build it yourself, if you do it yourself, you're probably looking at the whole thing easily under $1,500. Probably $1,300 range, $1,300 to $1,400 range. You're looking at about $250 to $300 for the plans, and then you're looking at another extra $200 or $300 for the rest of the stuff that's in the plans that you need to build the structure, and anywhere between say $575 and $850 for a hobby box, whether you want it with motors or without, whether you want it with all the accessories or without. Now, as far as the motors are concerned, if you do get a hobby box, I highly recommend it. You have to have the motors. The motors on your own cost you $160. With the hobby box, it's $200. They're pre-wired. You don't have to worry about making a mistake wiring them and burning out some components. You don't have to worry about frustration not wire, and you don't have to buy any wire. You don't have to buy any connectors. You don't. So, I mean, $40 for 3 or 4 hours worth of work and a bunch of materials. I'm going to raise my prices. The reason
you keep talking yourself in the higher price.
Well, the thing is, every time somebody asks me the price and I say the price, I realize how low it is. Because look, guys, for those of you that don't know, I have 3 businesses. This is not my business. This is a service I provide for the community. But I'm not going to provide a service for free. I'm just going to pay myself minimum amount of time. But I tell you right now, there is zero profit in this for me. You know, it's just the time that I otherwise could have to myself. So, you know, and all of this I'm doing. So I am, as long as you guys continue to, and I've got fans right and left that continue to show up at the show, even if they just sit back and watch and not comment, which I know many of you are, the fact that there's 24 and I know there's 10 or 12 that are always here. I really enjoy the fact that I'm part of this community. When I get the comments like when they start producing something completely creative, something that I've never thought about before. And that's hard to do because I think a lot. But anyway, holy cow, did I order? How many e-stops did I order? Anyway.
Just enough.
Just enough? Well, in that case, here's 6 more. Yeah, I'm unloading boxes right and left because this little lab is, I've got 3 of these in different places. And whenever I'm here, during the day, I'll be landscaping. At nighttime, I'll take advantage because there's nothing worse than the night light going down and you can't do anything. So anyway. So, yeah, I've got... Nicholas, I've got basically enough for I went in and took some of the I figured let me invest in this. I took some of my profits from my other company, if you will, and invested in, because I know I'm going to sell them all. So I invested in buying the parts in bulk. That way, number one, I could save everybody money. But for me, I could do 20 at one time. Whereas if I do one at a time, as they come in, orders come in maybe once a week, once every couple of weeks. And if I do them at that pace, I'll spend 3 or 4 days working on one. Whereas if I do it at this pace, I'll spend maybe 5, 6, 7 days and get 15 or 20 of them done. And more motors.
Well, Chris wanted you to mention that the hobby box can also work on a completely home-built CNC as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I do not have a very good connection. Let's see who just said I was. Glenn, so I'm sorry about that. Out here, it's in the middle of the country. So, unfortunately, I I am subject to, well, I guess what my phone provider decides that they're going to give me. All right. Let's see here. I think Oliver's asking where you got the headset.
I don't see that one.
Fan says, "Where did you get your headset?" Let's see.
I blocked that one.
Ah, okay. Well. Wait a second. Well, let me know if you want me to knock somebody out, because you're blocking them from yours, but you're not blocking them from YouTube, I think.
Okay, well then this is not doing what I wanted it to do then.
No, let me.
Some of them were getting really, really rough.
Oh, look at that. Let's see. There's how about add moderator? Nope, that's not what I want. I want this.
We can do it another time. It's no big deal.
No, that's easy. Hang on a second. Yeah, there we go. That's
this is a question that Chris says he's blocking it for everybody, so I guess that means me. Oh, the question about the headset came from Olivia, and I didn't block that one. So that just now showed up for me. You saw it before I did.
All right, so here we go, and let me see. Okay, so let me see, who can I report to YouTube on my super administrative reporting and get them letters. Okay, what else we got? Just let me know who to block.
Okay. Grumpy Dave's asking what's a good CNC for a beginner?
Well,
all of them.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That is an easy question to answer, because I mean, I will never stop promoting this, because it's after well, for one thing, being associated with Dave for so long, right. and building one of his CNCs, I could definitely tell you it's an easy build. If you have, well, I'll say this as a disclaimer. If you have any mechanical ability whatsoever, go to davegatton.com and buy a Gatton CNC.
Yep.
It's that simple. And then you can go to Mark Lindsay's channel, and I'll have some stuff on here too on my Saturday night show, on the real show. This is just me chatting. So this is not really a show. This is just, me gabbing. That's it. It's you guys basically hanging out with me while I'm building Javi boxes. But
Olivia wants you to go over again what a CNC actually is. She said she's new here.
Where the Saturday night show is on my channel, Dave Gatton is davegatton.com. So if you go to here, let me and Mark Lindsay, I'll give you his in a second. Let me see, davegatton.com. That's where you go for that's where you go for a CNC, for the CNC plans. It's more than reasonable, the cost. You get some parts with it, and then you have to buy the rest of them yourself. The reason why they don't stock all the parts is because it would be kind of stupid, and I hesitate to use the word stupid, but in this case, it would be kind of stupid for Dave to buy a bunch of parts, pay shipping to his house, then sell them to you at the same cost, and pay shipping, and you pay twice the shipping. So,
Mm-hmm.
So it's that simple. Hey Jane, how's it going? And so let's see. As far as Mark Lindsay, What does it do? It cuts wood. It cuts plastic. It cuts aluminum.
Cuts foam. Cuts
It's a
everything.
robot. It's a robot with a drill on it. How's that?
That would probably take care of it.
That's an easy way to explain it. You know, I'm
That
sorry.
pretty much is.
Holy cow. Okay. More wire.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, another box. I'm unloading today. These are the spacer blocks for inside the hobby box. I don't have any more room in here. I know. I always got the top.
Now, what's my ponytail got to do with anything? Huh. I'll tell you what. There's some characters this time.
Oh yeah. That's fine with me. That's fine with me. I'm looking forward to getting monetized, and everybody's helping. It's that simple. I'm not far away. So, but then again, I don't really care either.
There you go. If you want to see the ponytail, there it is.
There's a reason. There's a reason I'm retired.
I hear that.
And that is so I don't have to care about anything. It's a beautiful thing.
Lovely.
I don't care about a lot of things, and the stuff I care about, I can control. The stuff I can't control, I don't care.
Well, you've made your hour, boss.
Well, like I told you before, I'm awake. You see what I mean? It's like about an hour ago, guys, I was talking to Russ and I was saying, I'm so tired. I woke up early today and but the worst part is that yes, absolutely, Dave,
yes,
you can definitely make furniture with a CNC. For instance, on the CNC, God, I hope this stuff doesn't fall down. I don't know how much. Hey, look, I have trust in my abilities for the table, but I've got easily, let's see, 30, 90. I've got 250 pounds in motors.
Wow.
And I've got another 150 here. I've got 500 pounds in motors here. Let me start stacking them up top, where it's even more dangerous. Oh no, good. The rest of no, forget that. It's just about 300 pounds. These are all more stepper drivers. Yeah, you can definitely make furniture, and with the for instance, Dave CNC.
You can make some killer Adirondack chairs with it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And all kinds of other stuff. Oh, now that's a little bit cold-blooded there.
What's that?
Comment by Jane Tucker.
Yeah. It's on the verge of getting a timeout, but
yeah.
So take it easy, Jane. Yeah, we don't. There's none of that here in Chaos. We don't do that here. What's remember Siegfried?
Yeah.
Those were the days. Okay, so now this is the time where we start talking about old shows. So for those of you, this is where we lose all the young kids. Because now I'm going to talk about Get Smart and Green Acres and all the rest of the fun stuff.
The fun shows.
The real shows. The shows that were better than the crap that they watch nowadays. I know. I got kids that the funny part is my kids, the thing is my kids they're not the norm. I'm very proud of my girls. They're both in IB. They're both going to graduate with about 2.5 years of college, straight out of high school. They're only going to go to college for 2 years or less and have bachelor's degrees, but they're not going to stop there. One, I believe, is going into biological engineering. The other one is going into chemical engineering. And I say that prefacing them because and obviously I'm extremely proud. I don't have to worry about embarrassing because they never watch the damn show. Maybe rarely. Some of their friends are fans. Some of their friends, oddly enough, are fans. But they're into anime. But anime, and now, see, here's the thing. Well, you know this, Russ. I was a nerd in royally when it was out of, still am.
Yeah, yeah.
And proud of it. Nerd to me always meant, just high IQ and smarter than everybody else. But, and my arrogance along with it, that's just a plus. So anyway, another box emptied. So anyway, in high school, I was proud of and this is in a high school. This is in a private high school where everybody wanted to be the same and everybody wanted to be Mr. Popular, Mrs. Popular, et cetera, et cetera. And I was, you want to hear something funny? Everybody wanted to be popular. In our 10-year reunion, I was voted the most popular because I was. They had 10 wine bottles as centerpieces, and they gave them out as different prizes. Longest relationship. Yada yada yada. All different prizes, and I got most popular because I recognized and knew everybody. It's amazing what time does when because I got along with everybody. I met most of the brainy kids came from my grade school, so we were all in the same group together. The jocks also came from my grade school. They were either brains or jocks, Then you got the drug addicts or the smokers, the reefers and stuff. We sat at lunch together. I don't know why. I just happened to hang out with them. Probably because it was a school with a lot of Hispanics, and I blended more with the rednecky crowd, which with the druggies. Not druggies, I never saw any of it, but that's what they were called. And then let's see. And then, of course, the uber nerds, they were all, I was in the yearbook club with all the nerds and stuff. Let's see. What other groups did they have? No other groups, really. The outcasts, I was friends with all of them because I wasn't, I loved it. I thrived on, anyway.
I don't know how you're doing this, but you're talking and your fingers ain't on the keyboard, but your name keeps popping up.
Yeah, I know. Somebody's signed on as me and stuff, so that's not a problem. I could just do that and he's gone. They took my logo and they called themselves Javi's Woodshop. I've done that before.
Yeah.
That's just that's not me, by the way, guys. So yeah, just so you guys know, I'm not typing anything on the keyboard. So if you see a message from me, it's not me. And what's more, hang on a second. What's more, let's see here. Yeah, there we go. We'll do it for this.
You have another question down there. What is with all the idiots with dumb messages?
Oh, they what happens is every now and then when a show gets popular enough, then it gets it gets suggested to different people, and some people just have they actually have no life. They're basically nothing against loading dock workers, but these are failed loading dock workers. They will never make anything of themselves. They are sad losers that live with their parents. They will sadly enough, usually commit suicide or it's a shame, but these type of individuals, the bottom line is they have no self-respect for themselves. They are, what's the word? They are.
Steve says
they don't value.
Right.
No self-esteem.
No self-esteem. Steve's saying they're on all the CNC forums and just screwing everything up.
Yeah, these are people that are extremely the bottom line, they have no self-esteem. In fact, I have a couple of friends in the woodworking community who think it's funny to go around and be trolls, and every time I hear them say that, I want to be less of their friend, because I really look down on them for that. I really look down on them. I have no respect for somebody that does that. It's like a guy playing pranks and stuff. I've never enjoyed that. I found the need to pick yourself up by embarrassing somebody else is just so sad.
Yeah.
Truly sad. I got to tell you guys, that's why half the time I don't even pay attention to these guys. I pity them. Yeah. I really pity them. Because we all know, we all ignore them. We don't pay attention to that garbage. This is the woodworking community. This isn't, well, I'm not going to insult anybody, but this isn't other communities which are into, being popular or something like that. Hey, Dave, welcome. How's it going?
Well, look,
this is a group of the woodworking community, for the most part. I will say for the most part, because I'm generalizing here, are a group of creative, mechanically intelligent individuals, and most of them, and I know this to be true, 95% of them are giving of themselves. They'll happily, none of us, or very few of us, can stand stupidity because it's a waste of our time. Dave's right there. If there's one person I know that, if there's one thing in the world that if you can ask Dave, what do you hate worst of all in this life? Dave will probably answer stupid people. And we don't mean like they're slow or anything like that, or unintelligent. No, we mean there's a certain class of stupid people, people that do stupid things, and they don't think. They don't put forethought into what they're doing.
Mike Bell gave you a thumbs up for that one. Paul Stewart's in the house.
Appreciate it. Hey, I wonder how many. Go look, Russ. How many thumbs down do I got on this one?
Let me take a look.
That'd be
none
funny.
Yet.
Really? Holy cow!
Well, now you just got one.
I guess. Yeah, I was gonna say. I guess they don't want to give me the views.
Somebody gave you. Well, now you have two. You asked for them, by God.
Oh yeah, I know. I don't, and I'm not. I'm not. I won't mention his name, but I'm not a certain person who we know of that will obsess about that. Thank you for the views, folks.
Yeah.
Thank you for the views. I greatly appreciate it.
I brought this 13 and 3.
Well, but I prefer the thumbs up views. But Thank you
Yeah.
for the views regardless. But anyway, yeah, it's a shame. People that have to be people that are like that.
Oh, somebody took one of your thumbs down off and made it a thumbs up, huh?
Well, I
That's
appreciate
nice
that.
of y'all. That was real nice of y'all.
See that? Now that's an intelligent person who I admire. There you go.
Yeah.
It's that easy. You know.
Dave said he mashed that thumbs up button for you.
Oh, always appreciated. Okay, I don't have any more room on this so I gotta stop unloading stuff. This is the pile of and now I'm going to start.
The problem with that is you have a pile there, and now you're gonna have to move it again so you can work.
No, because okay, the pile that I have here. This isn't okay. This is something else. The pile that I have here. Yeah, I realize that. But the pile that I was just unloading the boxes because I hate bending down, and if I'm going to bend down, I'm going to do it all at once. So now I'm going to take. These are the drivers. And I'm going to concentrate on. Oh, holy cow! Yeah, I was gonna stack some more in the driver box. All right,
got a few, do you?
New plan. Okay, I'm gonna be off camera for a bit. I have to grab the. I've got a few hobby boxes that are built. The shells. I have to reach them because I'm a short little guy, and they're way up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack them up because what I usually do is on each of the hobby boxes I put all the parts in there, and then I take one by one and start working on them. But holy cow! I did this on purpose. I stocked up for like 12 boxes, so this will take a bit of doing. All right. Now, I just had it in my hand. Oh, I put it away. There's another one. I'll just do one by one.
Well, it looks like you're back.
No, that's a completely different spelling.
I know.
But the beautiful part is, I just, like I said, this is the person who is on Javis Woodshop, not Javi's Woodshop, is a very, very sad individual, who is extremely unworthy of anybody liking him whatsoever. He will never be loved because he does not know how to love. He will never be liked because he does not know how to give a kind word. So in the end, guys, pity this individual who I'm, of course, reporting on YouTube for harassment. And I'm very, very sad that people like that exist in this world. But, Democrats got to come from somewhere.
Hey, wait a minute now. We're keeping politics out of here.
That was mean. That was uncalled for. But I gotta tell you, yeah, it's.
I need me some popcorn for all this stuff that's flying off the corners here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and yeah, I got an IQ of 162. You think I'm not going to recognize that I'm not typing in my own show? Sorry, guys. Ugh. Another idiot. Oh, in the mix. They're everywhere. But the beautiful thing is, isn't it great? Now, I will be happy to. Hey, Alex, welcome to the show. The show's. I'm working on unboxing, so I'm taking my time here unboxing. And as I'm unboxing, I'm dealing with trolls in the only way I know how, which is telling everybody the truth about what sad, pitiful, unloved, reprehensible human beings they are, and how they don't belong in the human race. But you know, and and blocking the 11-year-olds as they come up. So it's a shame, but it happens. um, and Javi.com/store is where you can buy the hobby box. That is and that's a beautiful thing. Let's see. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm just unpacking the car. I had a very good day today, Al. Very good day indeed. So I'll tell you all about it. I think I got the architect I wanted. So I'm happy about that. Nah, Steve, the only thing I can tell you is if you see one, go ahead and let me know. Eventually, my regulars, I will make you all moderators and have you, deal with the mess. But really, there's nothing you can do. Every now and then it happens. It doesn't happen every show. It happens once every blue moon. But they all come out of the woodwork, and what it is it's 2 or 3 guys is all it is, and they just keep changing names and because they're, they don't have a job, they don't have any money, they don't have a girlfriend, they don't have a life, so they find it and they're truly sad. It's really a shame. It's quite sad. These guys are pitiful, and I am so glad that I never in my entire life was like that. Never. I mean, I've been blessed. I've been blessed my entire life. I never. I guess I can't say I never. Well, I could say I never bullied anyone intentionally. But Olivia, I don't know when the next stream is. I have these at random, so usually I go for an hour and a half, 3 times a week, possibly 4 now, and I'm just doing this while I put this together. And you're very welcome, Pagan Wizard. Holy cow. And I still got stuff to unload. Just never ends. Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, Olivia. Just You're welcome to catch. There's a whole community of us, a whole entire community of us. And Mark Lindsay CNC teaches CNC for beginners. And all these guys are, I'm just, I'm nowhere near the level that they are as far as for YouTube or subscribers or anything. Because frankly, this is not my focus. This is not my business. And I really don't care. When did I build the shelf? Oh, Al, you haven't. That was the last time I was here. No, the AC is what you gotta come by and I was hoping you'd come by today. It's freaking fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Best thing I ever did was the well, you can't tell. Let me see if I can. I'll give you a quick tour. Let me get on the right thing here. Okay. So if I can pull the camera out far enough. Okay, so I got the shelf on top. I got the insulation. Shelf on top. I've got the shelf in the middle. The bench with all the electronic stuff. Got all of this stuff, which will be gone very shortly, packed in hobby boxes and shipped. I've got the obviously my gaming console, which I bring home with me every time, and that, and I'm working on emptying these boxes so I can have everything all nice and ready to go for tomorrow when I start doing some more soldering. Yeah, if there's one thing I've learned, Olivia, is how to properly use space. I mean, when you have more stuff than you do space, and every time I say stuff, you could think junk, or you could think really cool tools, but that's just subjective. Because most of the time people see my tools and they're very specialized because I've done a lot of different things in my life. So, this is a different one. This is a new model that I'm looking at. So I'm going to take a look at that and see how well it works. And if it works well, I'll continue using it. If it works better, I'll do that. And so basically there we go. Yeah. That was okay. So Rich was here last week, last month, and he was going to come in on. I'm talking to Alex, my cousin Al there. Rich was going to come in on a Saturday. He was going to come in on Saturday morning. Turns out, because of the checkpoints and all that, because of the stupid made-up COVID thing. Don't get me started on that. Because of stupid made-up COVID, they basically delayed him from getting here 4 hours. He was stuck on I-95. Because of the they waved him on in once he got to the front because he's a resident and he'd only been to Georgia. But and when I say stupid made up COVID, I'll clarify that for you guys. I do believe that the COVID virus exists, or bacteria or virus, whatever the COVID thing. It's not that I don't believe it exists. It's that if it weren't for the media, and I will say this as bluntly as possible, if it weren't for the media It would have just been another serious flu. And that's it. That's it. Wouldn't have been dealing with masks. We wouldn't have been dealing with this and that. More people would have been infected. Less people would have been infected. Same. You know? You could argue with me, oh, more people would have died. Well, who's to say more people didn't because of the scenario now? You know, I'm sorry. I don't agree with the, you know, I'm sorry. Now I'm forced to wear a mask because everybody else does. Yeah. In certain places. Okay. Small fans. How many do I have? Holy cow, I even got that thing full. Well, looks like I'm having a bonfire soon. I got 2 boxes of cardboard boxes.
2 boxes of boxes.
Yeah.
Maybe you should donate those boxes. Somebody might need them.
Nah. That means I'd have to ship them, pay for a box to ship the boxes, and then for that, buy your boxes rather than pay shipping. Absolutely. Masks are about power and control. Exactly. That's exactly it.
Well, there's a lot of control going on because you got to wear them everywhere here.
Yeah, it's I had to buy something at Staples, and I went over there. They said you got to wear a mask. Now, because Miami, everywhere you have to wear a mask. I happen to have one in the car, but this isn't Miami anymore. And so as soon as Staples said, you got to wear a mask, I said, thank you very much. And I went right over to Walmart, where I didn't have to wear a mask. And I bought the same damn ink cartridge, manila folders that I needed, and some other stuff.
And cheaper.
Thank you for forcing me into that situation, you dumbass corporation. And I feel sorry for them because they're being pushed. Because they are so large, they're being pushed by the mass media.
Yeah.
As we all are, because you know, probably everybody here has to have a mask in their possession because you know, the grocery stores or whatever you got to eat and you got to go get, you know, unless you or you pay extra money to have it delivered.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Now you see Steve's comment. Steve Misher said, if you have COVID and get in an auto accident and die, the death is logged as a COVID death.
Well, I'll tell you what, Steve, and I've mentioned this before. I've mentioned this before, and I will tell you straight out, this is not politicizing. This is cold, hard facts. I've got 2 very close friends of mine. One is a nurse, and one is an X-ray assistant. Okay, he basically does mammograms and stuff at 2 separate hospitals in Miami. Both of them have told me the same thing. Their administration. Oh, and I have a friend of my wife's who's an administrator, and she's corroborated. In the hospitals, their administration urges them, without blatantly saying it, that anytime they could pin it on COVID, do so, because they get funding for COVID. See, and the problem is partially, you know, I mean, okay, I got to go back to the media. I got to go back to the sky is falling people, because when you get to these paranoid people where the sky is falling, all of a sudden they turn everything upside down. They cause our system to have to compensate people for losing their jobs, because there are jobs being lost because of the situation. So now the government has to compensate people. And as a result, now you compensate anyone, and then anyone who doesn't deserve compensation will say, hey, I want my piece of the pie too. And I'll be honest with you. Look, I've always been against the government giving handouts. I'm talking about something different, because they don't just give handouts to poor people. They give handouts to anyone who classifies as poor. And if a middle-class person like me or a rich person wants a handout and sees other people getting handouts, they're going to go, hey, it's unfair to give them a handout and not me. And they're going to find a way to make themselves poor, even if they have to stick all their money in a different corporation that's making money. And then now this company's not. There's always an intelligent way around it. And okay, the system's not perfect, and I digress. But the bottom line is what I was beginning to say is, my friends have all said it. The hospitals, because they get funding, they classify it. And I've got one more story. My wife's cousin up in, I think it's South Carolina, or no, well, let me see, Georgia, South Carolina. Where's Franklin? Is that north or south? She's right by Franklin. I think it's North Carolina. Anyway, she had a broken leg. Guess what? COVID. Sure enough, they classified it as COVID related. By the way, she tested negative for COVID. Ridiculous. And you know, and then you got people say, "Oh, but it's deadly. It's deadly. It's deadly." Look, for all I know, when I had that super serious flu bug last year in November that knocked me out for 5 days, which I normally, maybe I'll have a flu bug once a year because my wife's a teacher and I got kids, but 5 days, I'd never get knocked out for more than 1 day if I get knocked out. This was 5 days. For all I know, that could have been COVID. And everybody's saying the same thing. You know, they were all sick back then. For all we know, we could have had it already. But am I going to go out and get tested positive? No. I mean, get tested for it? No. Because I don't want to risk getting COVID.
Yeah, Poppy just showed up. Hello, Mervin.
Hey, Mervin, how's it going?
You know, I saw something on Facebook the other day that Trump had told the state of Florida they're no longer reporting the COVID deaths and stuff to the CDC. They're reporting them straight to the White House. And it said it was funny because, now I don't know if this is true or not, but I thought it was funny at the time that all of a sudden the state of Florida says they had to go back and report that they had miscalculated the number of COVID cases or deaths. One, because they're having to go to the White House instead of the CDC.
I said this before, and I'll say it again. Okay?
It's crazy.
I live in Miami, the epicenter of this pandemic, because as according to the media and everything else, and why are they the epicenter? For two reasons. One, because the media has to have somebody to have the epicenter, and it's our turn. And two, because there are frickin' Cubans, of which I am one, who exaggerate, of which I tend to do 1,000,000 times over. It's in our blood. I can't help it. But there are people in power who exaggerate and want to have attention, or for whatever reason, or want to get more funds. And guess what? Look, we're at the epicenter. I have not met one person, not one, who has it. I don't have it. My parents don't have it. My brother. I don't know any of my friends who have it. I know two people recently who a friend of a friend who their parents got it. They were sick for a couple days and now they don't got it. Okay. Again, I go back to, if the media didn't blow this all out of proportion, And if we just ignore it, which is a beautiful, hey, I'm sorry, I'm a stick in your head, your head in your head, sand kind of person when it comes to these things. Ignore it. It'll all go away. Happen what has happened. Hey, evolution is good. Evolution is good. Thin out the herd, guys.
Survive.
Thin out the herd. You know, I mean, look, I'm sorry if I love my parents and dearly, and I would never want them to go away and stuff. But you know, in the grand scheme of things, no one lives forever. I hate to put it that harshly, but you know, old people die from COVID because they're old and they got to die from something. It's their time. Mm-hmm. When God calls you, He calls you. Yeah, but anyway, I don't want to get religion into this, but bottom line is, who's to say we're not off better if it was not reported? And ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. I'm telling you.
You cannot tell the media that because they got to broadcast everything.
How many people here remember the seriousness in the United States of H1N1?
Oh yeah.
Or MARS. Yeah. No, I mean, I
remember
don't. I don't. I remember it was reported.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It was big time
I don't
here.
remember. I remember it being affecting anything around me locally. Do you?
No.
Okay.
But I do know the West Nile virus. That was pretty big around, and I do know one fella that died from that. It was mosquitoes
and the bird flu.
Yeah, you got to come all the time. But
the last thing of this magnitude that I remember that I remember, and I was kind of a little pissed off about, but you know, it's understand, was the mad cow disease.
Yeah.
That's the last time I remember something being so widespread and scary to the people. You know?
Well, yeah, in our age group, but then you had that Spanish flu, but way back.
Yeah,
that was on a scale similar to what they're broadcasting now. But in the chat, people are trying to get some hobby merchandise.
Yeah.
Alex wants a Hobby Beat Rona T-shirt.
Yeah, Talia tested positive. Are you alive, what? Talia? Did you just got a flu for a few days and have just got sick for a few days and you're back to normal or what? Obviously you didn't die because you're here chatting with us.
Yeah.
Again, it's not the end of the world. However, if the media continues to blow up every little thing, and I guess what I'm most frustrated about, and I understand everybody's frustration level, and everybody, and I look, I wear masks around my parents. I don't want to get them sick. I'm taking people's advices as well. But the biggest problem that I have is twofold. Number one is the media completely blowing this out of proportion. We wouldn't be here. But now that we are, what my biggest frustration is the fact that we're forced to do certain things. Forced by a bunch of stupid people hoarding toilet papers. So now we have to go get toilet paper because if not, we'll be the last ones. So now we've become them. And then or counties forcing the mask on everybody. I understand. I mean, I understand the need for it. So here I soften up because it's got to be done. What other choice is there? The other choice is have everybody go around sneezing on everybody and make the situation worse. Well, if it can get worse. But I don't like to be told what to do, particularly when what people are doing is against common sense.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean by that is, in Miami, people are told to wear masks, and they're told to keep their distance. They all wear masks, and they're all butt up next to each other in line. And then they wear their masks, and they're doing this, and they're doing this, and they're doing this.
Yeah.
They stick the mask in their pocket. They come back out. They have the same freaking stinky ass mask because for a while, got the same.
Uh-oh, we lost you again. You're buffering.
There we go. I'm back.
Oh, you're back.
If they did have COVID, they'd be filled. Yeah. Sorry about that. It's connection every now and then. If they did have COVID, their mask would be one big sponge of COVID, and now they're touching their mask and they're touching everything else. So, common sense, folks. Common sense.
Yeah, like Pagan Wizard says, they wear the mask below their nose or under their chin. Even the wife has seen that. They come in with a mask on, but it's below their nose.
I'm watching it all day long. I'm watching restaurant workers that have to wear a mask. It's not like, see the hospital people. Now, of course, they bill you for it and they've got the money. But, the doctor will put on gloves or the nurse will put on gloves. They'll do what she has to do, throw the gloves away in a sanitized place, has to do something else, puts on another set of gloves. Okay.
Exactly.
Constantly. Same thing with the masks.
Right.
Constantly. But the restaurant folks, they're just average people. You tell them that they have to wear a mask. They've got a 5-hour shift. They're going to wear the same damn mask when they get into the back. They're going to pull their mask off. They're touching it, put it back on and stuff. They're always going to be scratching their nose and everything. And this thing will go through every type of mask practically. That's 0.6 microns.
The same thing my wife's saying about the restaurants and stuff is that they have to wear a mask, so they have to wear gloves. They wear those gloves. They go touching everything. Oh, they might adjust their mask with their gloves on. Then they're going to come over there and touch your food. And
I understand they think it's preventative.
Yeah,
but it's not preventative. The only way it's preventative is for people who don't know any better. I'm sorry, who just don't have the intelligence. And
the same thing my wife said.
Okay. I'm going to get into hot water for this one. Really? I'm about to say something that's going to get me into hot water.
Don't do it.
I have to. And it's going to be religious. But
oh boy, here we go.
Look, when I was young,
hit the E-stop, man. Hit the E-stop.
Yeah, I'll hit the I seem to have enough of them. All right. When I was young, I was taught about the Bible. I was taught about the stories of the Bible and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, I was given moral lessons. Again, I'm going to get into really, especially the Catholic Church and the priests. Every week at church, they give you a sermon and they give you this and they give you this and they give you this. And it's when you're a kid, you are taught that it all means exactly what it means, nothing more. Okay. Mm-hmm. When you're older, you realize that they're parables, they're lessons in morality, they're lessons to be learned. They may or may not be literal. That's a subject of faith, Mm-hmm. But my point is, the church, at least my particular, crammed down those stories, and I had some priests who you had to learn them and memorize them and stuff, and yes, he did get swallowed by a whale, and I mean, every story in the Bible was 100% true, and there are many people who believe that. That's why I'm saying I'm going to get in hot water. This is but hey, Dave, I had 35 people watching at one time, so I can't knock it. Anyway, so but what I'm getting at is when you're a child, you're taught, and this was later explained to me by an incredibly intelligent, reasonable, and very high PhD philosophical priest who was not just he believed in his faith, but he was well rounded in all the faiths, you know, and a worldly person who had a lot of street smarts as well. So it wasn't just like a blind, you know, follower and just regurgitating what he heard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but he basically, you know, he informed me that as a kid or for the masses, the church has to give these sermons because, and he put it a little roughly, because they're not smart enough to know any better. And for a lot of them, this is the only way that they can be taught morality, is just by believing that if you do this, you do it against God and you'll be punished, you know. But as we grow, you know, there's many ways of teaching good and bad, and there's many ways of learning parables, and there's many interpretations, you know.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is when you're a kid, when you're not reasonable, when you don't have enough experience or enough knowledge or enough wisdom, I should say, when you're not wise enough, you have to be explain things in simple terms. And the problem, I think, this is an opinion, with society in general, and that's why I love the Woodworking Society, because we're a little bit, I mean, you know, above the fray when it comes to reasoned, adaptable intelligence. But most of the people out there, you know, hey, look, and I'm not going to tell you who, but I got a relative who
watch out, Alex.
No. who firmly believes everything they're told by the far right, and I'm a moderate right, believes everything they're told, including that China developed this to kill us and stuff. You know, look, the truth is somewhere in the middle, guys. Somewhere in the middle. I think more right than left, but somewhere in the middle. You know, and people can't take either side to you know, because anyway, that's just one man's opinion. A very
I wasn't
intelligent
talking about you, Alex.
No, Al thinks like Al thinks like I do. The only difference between Al and me is that he is 10 times more neat than I am. If he had
them kind.
Oh God, if he had this, no, he's very meticulous.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
He was brought up that way. No, but not in a OCD kind of way.
Oh, okay.
He's just extremely, you know, there's a few people that I could say this about. He is an extremely neat person, not neat to a ridiculous OCD level. You know, I'm not going to mention names, but I have another relative friend of mine who was a little paranoid and would dry a shower every time after a guest used it. Okay, it's understandable to dry a shower after a person used it, but I would stay with a buddy of mine at their house. My buddy would shower. I would be next in line to shower. I'm about to go in to shower. Have my towel and everything. No, wait, hang on a second. They would wipe down the entire bathroom before I go in. I'm about to shower right after this, you know, but it has to be, you know, and it was a little too much. But so if Alex were here, and my wife's the same way. My wife's a little different. My wife is like, oh my God, she couldn't work like this.
My wife neither.
See, I wish I had her discipline. She's the type of person that she'll open a box, she'll put this in its final position where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I just want to open up all the boxes, throw them away. Now I've got them all in the next phase, in the next section. Now I'm going to go to the box that says e-stops, which is right here, and I'm going to load up all the e-stops. My wife would open up a box, put the 2 e-stops away, put the box in the garbage, and and it would always, the place would always be neat, and it's a fantastic way to be, because if you're interrupted, if I'm interrupted now, I come back to a mess. I can't work. Maybe I don't have time to pick it up. So I better be sure that when I start, I better have time enough to finish. If she gets stopped in the middle, she comes back to a neat and organized desk, And I'm sure my cousin Al thinks the same way. But he's also neat for a different reason. Okay. He is in his business, and I won't see what it is, but in his business, it pays to be, to always have everything clean, because he might lose something. And I'll tell you later what he does, Russ, when we're on our own. But I want to do it in public, unless he wants to share. But basically, there are reasons that if you don't want to have everything all over the place. All right, so that's that. The e-stops are out of the way, at least. What else do I got here? I got small fans. Well, I don't have room for small fans.
Oh, boy.
I will as soon as I see tomorrow. I'm going to bring down, I've got 6 boxes up there made. I have to, that's the thing. I brought 22 blanks cut out into the Javi boxes. So I gotta cut them out. I gotta trim them out. I gotta glue up the boxes. As soon as I have all the boxes stacked up here, there's plenty of room to stack them all up. Then I use them like shelves, and I'll stick the 2 fans that go in it. There's 2 more e-stops here. The fans, everything that goes in the Javi box, as I drop stuff, everything that goes in the Javi box will go 1 in each Javi box. So now at that point, I'm all set. I am.
David said, "What's going on here?"
Hey, David. Nothing much. Talking about everything under the sun, and we're down to 19 viewers. That was a good crowd today. Boy, it's a good crowd, man. You guys got nothing to do, huh?
Wow.
Well, now I got something to do.
You're at 17 and 12 right now.
Yeah, really. All right, so here we go.
Paul asked if you're bringing up the CNC to the shop too. To that shop.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be bringing it up here because I got a lot of stuff that I got to work on with the CNC. It's another tool that I'm going to be using because I'm going to be building furniture. Someone asked earlier if you can build furniture with the CNC. I never finished that comment, but for those of you that are still on and wondering about whether you can make furniture with a CNC, not only could you make furniture with a CNC, but you can make you could put a rotary attachment on the CNC and make legs for a table, legs for a chair, all sorts of stuff like that. Little by little, everything's being cleared out, neatened up. All right, what do I got left? Oh my goodness, I forgot about those boxes. Luckily, they all go right here.
Well,
yep.
Your cousin is leaving?
Yep. Have a good one, Al. Good to see you. And yeah, we had a late night tonight.
Oh, you're not kidding.
I'll go on for a little while longer because I've still got stuff to do. So if you guys want to stay, stay. If you guys want to leave, leave. Before this falls apart. Hey, Clyde, how's it going? I'm going to the power supplies. Oh boy, what happened there?
Poor Woodwork said he's got plenty to do. He just opened up a bottle of adult beverage he's trying to drain.
Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll have a little myself later. That is a very good idea.
Well, evidently Clyde was working. He just came in from the garage.
I had a very good day today. I found my architect guys, so I've already got all the plans drafted up. I did them all myself. They're perfectly fine, But you got to have a registered architect, certified architect, and I want to have them reviewed by a structural engineer because I have been doing this for years, but that doesn't mean that I can make a mistake and it could be a very costly or unsafe one, and I don't want that on my own house. So this thing's got to be perfect.
Right on.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So there's another one. And there's another one. Wow. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. All right. Good. I went crazy this week. But the good news is at the end of this week, I expect when I have all these Javi boxes and another 2 more. Stop. 2 more e-stops. I figure by the end of this week, I'm going to have enough Javi boxes for 2 months. So anybody that buys a Javi box in August and September, I don't have to work at all. I can concentrate on the house. I can concentrate on the plans. I can concentrate on everything else. And ship them. Of course, every time I say that, there's more orders than I can handle. So
bad problem to have or a good problem to have?
No, it makes no difference to me because I let's put it this way. I've always been able to have as many as I could handle because if it gets to the point that I can't handle them, I just say 0 inventory and I'm done. And then when are you going to be making Javi boxes again? I'll make them when I make them. You didn't buy it when they were they didn't buy them when I first came out at $500 where I was taking a loss on them. They're never going to that price again. So if people weren't smart enough to do that or didn't have the money at the time, I'm sorry, but that was months ago. Things change, and who knows what'll happen months from now if they don't buy them when I'm not making them anymore. Well, I'm sorry. But like I said, this is a service that I'm doing for a while. This is not a I love these drivers. This is not a business. Never has been. But folks, thank you all for sticking around and having such entertaining stuff to talk about.
Yeah. You didn't expect what you got tonight, did you, folks?
It's always fun to watch Javi because sometimes he's boring, sometimes he's soldering and boring, but some days you wind them up and he just goes off the deep end. Particularly when he's happy and had a good day.
Yeah, buddy.
At that point, there's no stopping me. There's a buddy of mine, Dan, Zoom Squeak. Yeah. There's a buddy of mine, Dan, who just loves to rile me up. He'll say, hey, he'll tell me about this or about that and stuff. And he will just I don't remember what the last one was that he told me, but it was funny. Because every now and then something bugs me and it's, it all sticks in my craw.
Yeah.
Not to the point that, never to the point that it bothers me, but to the point that I just enjoy ranting about it. I don't know what it doesn't bother. If somebody does me wrong, like somebody did a month ago, if somebody does me wrong, it doesn't bother me. I always adapt and adjust. I think more than anything else, I was saddened, because I trust people a lot.
Yeah.
And when somebody does something, and I try to be, good to people, and when somebody does something just plain mean, I lose all respect for them. And I get sad that I lose respect for them. That's the funny part.
Dave's got a comment. He said,
"Oh, here we go.
Here we go again."
Yeah, there you go. Nah. But that's like I said, I enjoy ranting about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I truly feel sorry for the persons.
Yeah. But that like he's talking about Dan. Those are the types that give you just that little extra push that they keep egging it on.
Oh yeah.
And they can't let it go. They keep egging it on just a little bit more.
Yeah. And sometimes I'm in the mood, so I'll do it. Look, the beautiful thing about being a self-aware individual, as I hope I am, is that I know I am extremely aware of. Don't think I don't know my faults. I know every single one of them. But I accept them, and sometimes I just love them. And 9 times out of 10, I don't care. I'm arrogant. I'm annoying. I'm overweight. I'm not. Yeah, give a million things. I enjoy every single one.
Yes, sir.
I'm arrogant. I got it right. I'm freaking awesome.
Oh, there you go. Now, we might take offense at that one. We have to discuss that.
Yeah. Well, you discuss all you want. I know.
I might tend to agree with you if you ship me that arcade behind you.
Yeah. I'm sure you would.
That man is awesome.
Isn't it great? That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's great for downtime, I'll tell you that. I haven't used it in 2 or 3 months, but
what?
That's how much downtime I have. Well, you know more than anyone.
Right. You're not going to have a whole lot of
downtime
coming up.
But almost more than anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's why do people have to tape things? I'll rant about anything today. Securing this, securing that. It's a pain in the butt. I have to cut the tape to open the box.
Clyde said we ought to pat you on the back, and Dennis says I think I know some of them, and I like them all.
Yep. I'll tell you. There we go. But yeah, it's I'll tell you, it's good to be at an age, at a position, at an intelligence level, at a point in your life where you're happy with who you are, you're happy with what you're doing, you're looking forward to, there's always hope,
Yep.
It changes, but then it goes back to what type of person you are. What type of person? Yeah, exactly. What David said. What's downtime?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you. There's another one who's always burning the candle at both ends. So
Sure.
It depends what kind of individual you are. There's some people who a very close relative comes to mind, sibling, and there's some people who have dreams and aspirations, but are not content with themselves and don't maybe lack the confidence to aspire to them, or lack the drive. You know, if you lack the drive, and I'll say this right now as a piece of advice to everybody, especially the 11-year-olds, if there are any still listening out here. But if you lack the drive to move forward in life, for lack of a better term, then I don't want to say you deserve what you get, but accept it and move on. Because dwelling about what you can't do, particularly when it's something you don't want to do and you can do, is not productive. And I hear people all the time, and you know, because you and I share a few friends that are like this, that, you know, I wish I could do this, I wish I could do this, I wish I could do this, I wish I could do this. You can, you just don't want to, and you can't accept that.
Yeah.
So stop saying you wish you can, you know? I wish the media would stop covering COVID and it would all disappear. I don't have anything to do with that, so I can wish that.
Yeah.
But if I were to say something like, I wish I could cure COVID, well, if I'm not stepping up to do anything about it, then I don't have a right to say that. Unless I truly cannot, which I can't. But, well, I don't know if I can. Never tried. I hate medicine.
Yeah.
Well, I have cleared out all the DM542s, all the small fans, all my spacer blocks, all my E-stops, all my touch probes. I need my power switches. Luckily, I got a place for them, so I can actually get rid of these boxes. And yeah, you're absolutely right, Pagan Wizard. Life is too short to take it seriously. You know, I mean, these are the now I'll rant and complain about something minor. Okay. And I'll rant in a way. See, this is a bad rant. This is a rant that I would hate if somebody else did it. So I'm going to be a hypocrite.
There you go.
This sucks. Look at this. These things, they got the fuses boxed up with the little fuse caps, with the actual plug, you know, with the switch, all separated. Why can't they put this together? Now, the reason why I'm a hypocrite is I love putting these things together.
Jeez, come on.
Now I'm going to do it. Now, here's the big question. Do you want the on to click to the right, or do you want the on to click to the left? I mean, I think the 1 should be on the right and the 0 on the left.
That's the way I see it.
That's the way I see it. So 1 to the right, there it is. And now I gotta get a fuse, put the fuse in. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there who go, "Oh my God, this guy's insane."
It's going off the deep end. It's going off the deep end.
He enjoys doing that. I do it indeed. You know, and I usually get this way, and I mean, my wife knows this about me. I usually get this way for one of two reasons. If either I
get that magnet out.
No, these things don't go with a magnet.
You got to lay on the ground and try to hunt that thing.
Nah, it's in the box. It's in the box full of not garbage, but it's in the box full of boxes that I got to take out one by one. So, well, looks like I'll be putting that one off. Procrastinate much? All right, so there we go. Now we have a fused switch.
Yeah, old Pagan says if they put them together for you, your cost would double.
Yeah, you got that right.
Probably would.
No, my cost wouldn't double. Your cost would double.
Hello.
Let's see what happened.
Javi Dave just noticed you upgraded your StreamYard.
Oh yes, I upgraded my StreamYard and I dropped another fuse.
Ah, dang it!
I found this one though.
That's what I hate about having fat fingers. I drop all the little small parts.
Hey, how did you notice that I just out of curiosity? Okay, that's it. That's 3. This that wasn't my fault. That one just rolled off.
It doesn't matter. It
my
counts.
table, I leaned my table back, so something's wrong here. Oh, I know. There's 500 pounds of motors weighing the table just enough. That's what happened.
Took it off level.
Darned if you do, darned if you don't. So, Dave, how did you know that I, just out of curiosity, that I upgraded my StreamYard, which I did?
Yeah, Glenn says 3 strikes and you're out.
Yeah. I'm going to turn in my electrical engineer card.
Oh, heck, I'm out.
Yeah, well, that's... Oh, good, I still got some. Oh, the StreamYard logo's gone. Oh, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes an awful lot of sense. I didn't even notice it myself because...
Nor did I.
Well, we're guys. We don't notice these things.
I don't pay attention. I don't know how about Dave.
Well, Dave's a StreamYard guy, so he notices the StreamYard logo. So there's a difference. Now I want to know. I know I only dropped... How many did I drop?
3.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's why there's 3 missing.
Oh, Lord.
I'll have to...
I picked the right answer.
Yeah. I have to get to these later. My next one's going to be better because we learn from our mistakes, don't we? At least
yeah,
I hope we do. All right, so here we go. But I'll tell you, I've had a lot of fun in this chat, by the way, guys. Have a good one, Clyde. It's been a riot and a half. It's been a riot and...
Dave's saying you should have your logo in that spot up there.
Yeah, and I will soon. That was a funny day today. Lots of trolls today. Lots of trolls. I'm dying to see now. I'm dying to see that.
You're still at 12 when I last looked. Yep, you're still at 12. 18 and 12.
18 and 12?
Yeah.
18 and 12 what? Oh, negatives?
You have 12 negatives and 18 thumbs up.
Yeah, good. If I wouldn't have mentioned anything, I would have all positives and then less views. So I'm glad I said so. Everything counts as a view, man. Everything counts as a view. So if you want to be mean, monetize me. If you don't like what I'm saying, monetize me so I can make money and say more. Yeah. But yeah, when I get excited like this, it's either because a lot of things went right in the day, or because, you know, I hate to say it, I don't want to be a jerk, but because sometimes I got to be honest. This is not very I guess, Christian of me, but I got to be honest. I'm only human. Every now and then, when somebody does me wrong, whoever it is in my life, whether it's an ex-girlfriend or something, I guess it's the ultimate passive aggressive. I don't do anything, or I try not to do anything directly, or for that matter, indirectly, that will hurt them, because I don't want to be the cause of their pain. However, and this is the not so nice part. When karma hits and they get what's coming to them,
Yeah.
I don't want to say I revel in it, but it cheers me up.
Yeah, buddy.
And it all goes back to what type of person you are, because sometimes it's not even karma. It's just my perception of it. Sometimes I think they're getting their just desserts, and that's enough to make me happy.
Yeah. Well, we were speaking of the devil, and he walked.
Mm-hmm.
Zoom, squeak.
Ah, there you go, Mr. Dan the man. Where your ears were ringing, Dan. Your ears were ringing. Something fierce. I was saying that one of the people who loves to egg me on, aside from Dave every now and then, but he does it, very, very subtly.
Yep.
He just gets a kick out of when I get in one of those moods. But Dan loves it. Oh my God, man, you missed a great. You got to go back and watch this show, because it was one rant after another about something or another.
Yep.
I was in my prime today, rant wise. You would have been. Oh God, this show put you on your ass. Funny as hell. Funny as heck. But yeah. See, I learned. Keep it in the box. Keep it in the box. And then you don't drop the fuses wherever I drop the fuses.
Dang.
It'd be nice if I could find them, but
yeah, because you're going to have to find them.
The sad part about these is they roll. No, I'm not going to have to find them, because see, I remember I got a somewhat of a cerebrum up here. I ordered 20 of these things extra when I lost my first one.
Oh, there you go.
When I lost my first, no, actually, when I miswired one by accident and it popped, the first thing I did was wire 20 of these. I go, you know what? They're not. Let's do this. So I got them laying there. I could pick up anytime I want. But being the hoarder that I am, I'm going to dig through the garbage looking for the 2 fuses that I'm still missing.
Yeah. Old Dan says, does Javi chortle in his joy? And then he says, I wondered why my nose was itching.
Yep.
Yeah. We were talking about you. You have to go back and look.
Well, yeah, but before the talking, I was getting a kick out of today. Today is a good day to, yeah. So Dan, I found a good architect. So I'm happy. I mean, because here's the thing. For those of you not following along, I'm building a house, and I've got I'm on a strict timeline. So, and I don't know how quickly it takes the county, because I'm familiar with Dade County, being 30, 40 years in the industry and in and out of the building department. For 18 years, I was day-to-day basis in and out of the building department. My father is a pretty big contract. He had about 70 projects going on every year. So I had a lot of, and that's before he started doing roofing. Then it was even more. But anyway, I digress. So I'd like to know how long they take, and I don't know, and I'm unfamiliar. I mean, it's the Florida building code, and the Miami building code is even stricter, because of wind load and everything. But I want to see if I get this under the wire, because they're making the building code stricter. They're putting in there's a new building code coming out in January. So there's another reason why I want to get it done, but I want, well ahead. I don't know how long they're going to take to approve it, but I do know that if I draft up the plans myself and have a rinky-dink architect look at it real quickly, there's bound to be a lot of back and forth. Because most of my architect friends will just trust me to know what I'm doing and rubber stamp it. And I do know what I'm doing, but not as well as a seasoned architect. Certainly not as well as a structural engineer and architect from this county who deals with the building department on a regular basis. And that's exactly what I found. So I'm overjoyed. I've got all the plans made up, and all that does is just save them time drawing, because they have to review them all and they have to look at them, and we're going to go back and forth with the designs and stuff. But I got a reasonable price. I'm giving the work to local, which I'm very happy to do. Give it to local, in my new town, local
business,
and I mean it's a win-win scenario. It's a win-win scenario, and in the end, they told me that usually their plans get approved. If I walk in, it'll be a 1-day thing, maybe 2. If I leave it with them, it's usually 2 weeks. And there's probably a 99% chance that the plans will get approved first time out, because they do it. I mean, they know what they're doing. And these particular architects are trusted, reputable, and trusted with the inspectors in the county. So, that's I know how to. It's not a game. I know how the business is. I know how it works.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what the inspectors are looking for. I'm not one of those guys. Look, I've been in the business for years, and there are contractors who all they do is it's like it's me against the inspector. It's what I can get away with, or why are they always down on me and stuff. Look, I respect authority. If something's unfair, the first place I'll go is above their heads to the commissioner. It takes a lot for me to go to a commissioner, but I know all the commissioners. So, it takes a lot, at least in Miami, it takes a lot for me to go above a person's head. But I know how to play that game. That's politics. But as far as the reasons why inspectors do what they do, it all deals. I got to say, it's partially about money, but business is business. And despite the fact that it's a government entity, it is a business. They're not there to lose money either, but it's for safety. That's the bottom line. There's probably a lot of people that are going to disagree with me and stuff, being that most of my crowd is Republican, but it's not about regulating you to death. It's about safety. Eloy and I have had argument after argument about that, whereas I don't side with the building department every time when they're exaggeratingly when it's an exaggeration, like the time that they on one of my properties, they encouraged me to get a variance on something, and I knew that all they wanted was money. That was a different department. And it wouldn't be, it was there for 40 years. They came down on it, and I said, okay, I'm just going to get rid of it because it's not compliant. And again, this is one of those things that made me happy, because in the end, I'm paying less taxes. They screwed themselves. If they would have left well enough alone, it would have been just like if I would have gotten a variance, except they would have been collecting more taxes. Guess what? They're out $500 a year now. That was 10 years ago. So $5,000 later, I'm $5,000 richer. The job didn't cost me anything but my sweat equity. It's a beautiful thing. But anyway, I believe in the system, and they are there to make. I like having somebody check my work. Always did, because sometimes I'm a little haphazard and a little rushed. And this is my family. This is I want. This is my own house. I want it to be solid. I don't want a hurricane to blow it over. I want it to be safe. I don't want any fires popping up. That's what they're there for. That's the reason they're there. It's not to collect money, but you guys think what you think. This is what I know to be true.
Right on.
Am I wrong?
Nope. And I'm not just saying that to be a yes man.
Yeah, and that's
exactly what they're there
and
for.
that's why when somebody tells me something like, let's say code compliance comes on about like the duplex in Miami, code compliance says this is not, and they all send me letters and stuff. I get hurt because it's like when someone pulls you over. It's like when a cop pulls you over for speeding. You get pissed, you get hurt. I don't get pissed at the cop. I was speeding.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I did what I did, and you're gonna get angry with the with somebody for telling you that you did something wrong, and then now you owe money because you did something wrong. You get upset at the situation. Yeah, you get upset at yourself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you don't get upset at the guy writing the ticket. Unless, of course, he's a jerk.
There we go, dropping again.
Oh man, this is now I gotta count them because these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, there's 7, so 3 are gone. Oh. There's 1. There's 2 way down at the bottom. Where's that third one?
Probably in the same place that fuse landed.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Well, speaking of fuses, let me go ahead and I don't want to dig through this box. I need a garbage bag is what I need to start. See the box? The stuff that wasn't hobby boxes. The stuff that wasn't hobby boxes. I had 5 boxes here. Maybe half a box full of stuff was not hobby boxes. So after I emptied out all the boxes, I accumulated all the stuff that's not hobby boxes into, like, I got a charger, I got a first aid kit, I threw it all into one of the boxes. And then I left an empty box for all the empty boxes. Loaded them all up, an empty tote for all the empty boxes. That was well, look. It's a bit overflowing.
A little bit.
So I started loading another one. This is the one where I got all the stuff underneath.
Ooh.
So, and this is the one where I dropped the fan thing and the 3 fuses. So now we know what my evening or the rest of my evening is going to consist of. Aside from getting a good night's sleep, because tomorrow I got some more administrative details. I got to call zoning and postpone. I don't want to waste their time. I put in an application for zoning. But I realized after I read, see, the system is really weird here. Back in Miami, you can update something, at the last minute before they review it.
Right.
But here, it's like locked. So you upload the things. Once you click submit, they're locked. It's like a test, So if you have any type of change, they haven't reviewed it yet. They're about a week behind. But now I can't stop them from reviewing it and rejecting it. I don't care. I'm going to submit it again with the right stuff. But I didn't put some measurements and I didn't put the septic tank. Mm-hmm. I didn't put roughly where the septic tank location is on the plot plan, and that's very important.
Right.
And I'd forgotten about that. See, again, oversight. That's why I need people checking me. But
yeah, I hear you.
So now I got a call tomorrow, and give them a heads up and tell them, listen, do me a favor and cancel this application. Because I don't want them wasting their time. They're gonna look at the application and they're just I don't I'm not one of those people who likes to pay more taxes because my government is wasting their time needlessly on stupidity that a guy didn't do correctly the first time. But anyway, so guys, thank you all for watching, and you guys all have a wonderful evening. It's we're going on 2.5 hours today, so again, thanks for watching. It's been a great show. I'm bound to get one heck of a spikes in views this time. Not that it matters, but it's always a nice thing. You guys have a wonderful evening, and I'll see y'all hopefully ranting or rantless on the next one Wednesday night. Maybe I'll have some of this stuff organized by then, and I'll have a few boxes in the background.
Do some work.
Yeah, do some work. You guys have a wonderful evening.
Good night, folks.
Good night, all.